Video poker machines. Video poker machines are also gaming machines. They're not real machines. They display a poker hand and the player can discard cards from the hand and is given new cards in their place. Payouts are made for good poker hands, that is, matching cards, straights and flushes. The game can be played very fast and it accurately represents a deck of cards. The player thinks the odds are in the player's favour because the player can discard cards and draw cards to improve the hand, and there is skill involved, but the payout tables are such that the odds are still against the player. Even though video poker is an accurate representation of a card game, it is still highly bewitching. It is very popular in Las Vegas, where one video poker player became so bewitched he opened fire on a crowd from a Las Vegas casino tower. This man would have been deeply bewitched with the Tyche Fortuna and Aries Mars archetypes guiding his actions. I suspect he tried to make a compact in his bewitched state with Lady Luck, that he would do something very bad if she did not let him win. When he lost, he carried out his part of the bargain. Casinos, buildings full of random number generators. Casinos are buildings designed to bewitch those who go into them. They are full of random number generators for gamblers to bet on. The instruments of gaming, apart from the gaming machines, are older forms of random number generators. Dice, craps and sickbo, cards, blackjack, poker and baccarat, wheels, roulette and lucky wheel, and coins, 2-up. All these games, with the exception of blackjack and poker, are pure games of chance. All immerse the player in a concentrated hunter-gatherer activity which quickly leads to bewitchment. The great majority of games involve betting on random number generators, and all are weighted against you. All can bewitch you, and with the smoothing effect of the law of averages, all will take your money if you play them long enough. The ebb-tide analogy. Of course you will win at times, but imagine children playing on a beach with the tide going out. The children run down the sand when the water runs back into the sea and run up the sand ahead of the water to avoid getting their feet wet each time a wave breaks. But as the tide ebbs, the waves gradually cease to drive the water as high up the sand. Gambling against the odds is like that. The waves come and go, but gradually the tide, like your money, runs out. You can see this better on a fast motion video. Because the waves are running up and down the beach, the children are absorbed in the excitement of each wave and do not notice what is happening. Volatility. And it's not just a question of the odds being against you, but also of volatility. By that I mean that the fluctuations of gambling will play havoc with your life. The casino has large reserves of money that can sustain it over a bad run. Your funds are not necessarily limited, and whilst you may win and lose from night to night, a bad run will wipe you out. Put another way, if you choose to gamble, you should only gamble with money you will not miss. Let us consider casinos in terms of the capacity for bewitchment. Wide range of reinforcement schedules. First, the wide range of casino games contain a range of volatility and prizes, so there is a wide range of reinforcement schedules ranging from near even money bets on blackjack, baccarat, simple craps bets and red-black bets on roulette to odds of 36 to 1 on single number roulette and up to 180 to 1 on sick bow. The games have a feel to them that makes the gambler believe it is easier to win than it really is. In blackjack, the dealer is at a disadvantage to individual players, but collects from players who bust. With games such as single zero roulette, the odds, though against the player, are still pretty close at 18 to 19 in favour of the casino. In sick bow, the concealed dice are tossed before the bets are placed. Fast pace of games. The games are fast-paced, not as fast as gaming machines, but as fast as the dealing of cards, spinning of wheels and so on will allow. Mesmeric qualities of games. The games have a mesmeric quality. The spinning of the brightly coloured roulette wheel, the flickering of dealt cards on green bays, and the bounce and roll of the red transparent dice on green bays place strain on the eyes. Environment of casinos conducive to bewitchment. The environment of casinos plays a large part in the bewitchment. Architecture can bewitch. That is what churches do, though for benevolent reasons. The casino conjures up the delights of risk and morally illicit behaviour. It is an adult's playground, associated with fantasies of Monte Carlo, European royalty, tuxedos, chips, banknotes, Chicago Mafia, the Rat Pack, Texas oil millionaires, Al Capone, Bugsy Siegel, James Bond, Playboy bunnies, exotic architecture, bizarre over-the-top themes, plush furnishings and thick colourful carpets. The casino hosts. There are affable casino hosts who, depending on your gambling expenditure, will assist you in your bewitchment. They will be your pal and cater for your every whim. They will make you feel valued and special. They will, if you bet enough, give you access to premium seats at shows and sporting competitions, private golf courses, jet planes, helicopters, luxury hotel suites, top-shelf wines and liqueurs, prostitutes, fine dining, every possible extravagance. As a writer put it in 1674, first, if the house find you free to the box and a constant caster, you shall be treated with suppers at night and a caudle, hot drink, in the morning, and have the honour to be styled a lover of the house, whilst your money lasts, which certainly cannot be long, for here you shall be quickly destroyed under pretence of kindness. These are seductive images, and they seduce people and bewitch them. I was in correspondence with a man in prison for embezzling monies he had gambled away at the casino. He asked me in our correspondence, why did I do it? It was totally out of character with his previous life. He had been an accountant and most careful with money. My answer to him today would be that he had been bewitched by the whole experience, the host, the buildings, the games, and his fear of discovery and imprisonment as the money ebbed away. His conscious mind had been most prudent with money, but his unconscious was compensating, and when he experienced a life crisis with the failure of his marriage, he became bewitched. His unconscious took over, and he acted with reckless abandon. Wagering on races and sports betting. So you should be getting the idea. Wagering on horses and dogs, you think you can pick the most likely horses to win. You probably can. But the bookies set the odds against you. And you are also up against the owners, trainers and betting rings who have superior information to you. And the same with sports betting. The bookies know more than you do. They have their scouts in the sports, and there's very little they do not know. And they set the odds. Sure, you can pick more winners than losers, but what odds are you getting? The bookies bewitch you. They give you free bets or good odds to get you to sign up with them and let you win for a while. But once they have you under their bewitchment, they quickly tighten up the odds against you. And just to keep you within their grasp, money won on free bets or good odds when you first signed up is quarantined. It cannot be withdrawn, but only used for betting. The bookies want to bewitch you by giving you a taste of winning at first. With the number of races and sports going hour by hour on every day of the week, all accessible on smartphones, what used to be a few bets a week can become rapid, continuous betting, and this increases the chance of bewitchment, particularly when you start losing and chasing losses. Lotteries. Lotteries used to be weekly, and you would buy a ticket with a number on it. Marbles with numbers would be put in a barrel and a numbered marble picked out with one prize winner. These days, the lottery involves picking several numbers off a grid, and this gives you an incorrect feeling that it's easier to win than it really is. If a prize number appears adjacent to a number you had picked, you say, "I just missed." You're quickly bewitched, but in fact, each number touches on 8 other numbers, or at least 6 if it's on a border. If you consider picking numbers counting from 1 up on the grid, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, you get some idea of just how slim your chances of winning actually are. The lotteries also try and encourage you to bet more with multiple lines and so on, and the number of lotteries per week has increased. The lottery prizes include a range of smaller prizes known as teasers to keep you betting in the hope of winning the big prize. If you have not already noticed, the lotteries are becoming more and more like gaming machines. Even with these features, the lotteries are probably the least bewitching form of gambling. Sports cards. Sports cards, when you buy a pack and you do not know what cards are in it, are a form of gambling available to school children. There is the thrill of trying to get a complete set, staking, purchasing a sealed set of cards, the coup, opening them, then the thrill of joy or anguish when you look at the cards you received. Many problem gamblers start by becoming bewitched as children. If you do decide to gamble, do not play gaming machines or casino games. Only gamble a small amount, enough to give you an interest in the event, but money you can lose. Look on it as entertainment, such as going to a show or having a dinner, and do not do it often or for extended periods because of the risk of becoming bewitched. I met a horse gambler once who was an expert on statistics. He put a good deal of his time into studying the form, and he could win. He used to make tens of thousands of dollars per year. Not much when you consider the fellow's ability and the time he put into it. But the bookie advanced him credit, and in one night he was many hundreds of thousands of dollars underwater. Knowledge may not save you from addiction. Remember this, just because you know about something does not necessarily protect you against it. You can be an expert on ballistics and a coronary surgeon, but if you get shot in the heart, the knowledge will be of little use to you. You can know everything about gambling, but if you gamble, and all forms of gambling are bewitching, you can fall under an inescapable bewitchment. And if you fall under an inescapable bewitchment, you can have all the knowledge as to why you became bewitched, but this knowledge will be of little use. Even if you earn a lot of money, this is no protection. Sammy Davis Jr., one of the famous Rat Pack, was a problem gambler, and he died broke. Frank Sinatra paid for his funeral. And getting onto volatility again, people think falling into a gambling bewitchment is bad because of the loss of money, but losing money is only one aspect. The preoccupation and ups and downs of gambling are extremely disruptive, not only to you, but your family and business associates. Nick the Greek Dandalos was one of the most notorious gamblers ever. The Miami Outdoors card game in the James Bond movie Goldfinger, where Goldfinger's accomplice read the other player's cards with binoculars, is taken from an experience Dandalos had when he was cheated in this way. During his life, Dandalos won and lost an estimated $500 million, going from rags to riches and back again 73 times by his estimate. He died a pauper, but what sort of life would he have had? One symbol of Tyche, the Greek goddess of luck, depicts a young girl flicking a ball tied on a piece of string to the end of a stick, up and down, and this is the life of the bewitched gambler. As one author noted hundreds of years ago, he is either lifted up to the top of mad joy with success, or plunged to the bottom of despair by misfortune, always in extremes, always in a storm.